Park Pals!
I'm Joel, and this is Mia, and believe it or not, we made it to episode 3. I mean, I didn't know if we would make it this far.
I'm so proud of us.
So proud of us for,
Existing.
Wow!
And
making videos. But, we are your Park Pals. We talk about anything in the theme park industry and the themed entertainment industry. We just got done ranking every single ride at Kings Island, so if you want to check that video out, link is up here. Look, it's Link.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
We're going to talk about something a little bit different today.
So one of our favorite parks out there is Universal, especially the Orlando one, Islands of Adventure. It has my heart.
Oh, it's so good.
So good.
Over the last few years, especially with the addition of Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure, you have to say the whole name or you're not a real fan.
Fake fan.
Fake fan if you don't say the whole name.
No.
And Velocicoaster, ooh, such a good ride. Both are such good rides.
Universal, just for me, especially with their latest additions, they just hit the mark so well. The balance, the thrills, and theming, they just hit that golden ratio.
Universal, they've been combining the two, and I've been loving it. And we're especially excited for the future that they have, making Epic Universe. You know we're going there.
Yes.
You know it. Even more than all of this, in recent years, Universal has made an alliance.
A really good
alliance that excites us so much.
Yes.
I think it's going to be the next Harry Potter to shake up the industry, the next IP that'll be big.
Yes.
And that is
Super Nintendo World.
Oh, just Nintendo.
Just Nintendo in general.
Yeah.
It came to Universal Japan in 2021. It's gonna open at Universal Studios Hollywood in 2023, and it's rumored to be one of the lands at Epic Universe with a rumored addition of Joel's boy.
My boy.
Donkey Kong.
DK. I love DK.
He's so funky.
He's so funky.
And the rumored coaster, it looks just
it looks
awesome.
so cool. We'll probably do a video talking about it at some point.
Yeah, but we have noticed a certain Nintendo franchise
or a certain character that does not seem to be making an appearance yet. The Legend of Zelda, I would say, is our favorite Nintendo franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, we love all of them, Mario, Donkey Kong, Pokemon, all of them.
Legend of Zelda, it just hits different.
It hits different.
And the idea of it being at a theme park, it just makes my heart warm. Oh. And it fills me with chills.
Yes.
Just thinking about it.
Walking around Hyrule sounds so good.
And what do you know? A big theme park just made an alliance with Nintendo. What are the odds?
What are the odds?
So, Nintendo or Universal, if you're seeing this,
make our dreams come true. What if not?
Yeah.
We thought we'd do a little theorizing today, and maybe open up a separate multiverse where this is happening.
Yes.
So, if Universal decides to bring The Legend of Zelda to their theme parks, what would it look like?
First off, we have to decide where this new Legend of Zelda land is going.
But a couple of rules first. We're not going to be proposing any new rides or attractions, or coming up with a swath of land that doesn't exist that we're just putting somewhere else. We're looking at actual Universal theme parks. We're going to be looking at the ones in Orlando, and we're going to be looking at the current rides that they have, because we want to look at this from the perspective of Universal. They don't want to spend extra money building new rides or developing anything new. They want to look at what they already have, and something that would fit perfectly well with the Legend of Zelda IP. We see 3 potential locations for this ride.
The first contender is the Lost Continent, which is a little outdated. It got sliced in half when Harry Potter World came about, and it's kind of been slowly dying. It does have the hit ride Poseidon's Fury, which I personally love. The problem is it's a very small land, and most of the attractions there are either shows or the walkthrough attraction, which is Poseidon's Fury, and we feel that we could do a little better.
We can do the Legend of Zelda better.
We can do him better.
Another area that could use an update at Universal is the area back behind E.T. by like the Woody Woodpecker section in Universal Orlando. There, it has a little playground, and that's about it. That's back there. But other than that, it's a big swath of land that they could do a lot with. But again, the problem is that there are really no existing rides there that can be modified.
Third option, Toon Lagoon. in my opinion, it's a little outdated. Does anyone really know who Dudley Do-Right is?
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
really.
I really like the land.
I do.
But at the same time, it's not the most updated in terms of
No.
IP.
Oh, the water rides there are just fantastic.
And I mean, that could be one problem when bringing The Legend of Zelda over, is that they only have water rides available in this land to modify. But oh boy, if only there was a Zelda game where the entire focus of the game was centered around an ocean. First of all, both of the rides in Toon Lagoon are fantastic.
Better than Splash Mountain, in my opinion.
Honestly, Dudley Do-Right. Hot take.
Hot take!
Hot take.
Hot take!
It's a better log flume than Splash Mountain.
It is.
But anyway, we think both of these rides are great. They just need a fresh coat of paint or a fresh IP to go with them.
Well, the good news is that the Wind Waker art style is just a perfect fit for Toon Lagoon.
It's timeless.
I mean, it's timeless.
And while it may make more sense to go with a more recent Zelda game like Breath of the Wild, especially now that the sequel
Yes.
might be coming out in 2023, I hope so. Arguably, it might be better to choose that art style to go with, or that game to base the land around. But considering that Toon Lagoon is based around water rides, I think there's no question that the Wind Waker is the option to go there.
It's the best option.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
Plus, this is our theory, so
Yes,
shut up. We're gonna start with Dudley Do-Right Ripsaw Falls.
Once again, great log flume. It's just the IP. It's just a little outdated.
Who knows about this Minnesotan man?
No one.
Is he Minnesotan or is he Canadian? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Dudley Do-Right, more like Dudley Do Better. More like Dudley Do Not Be This Ride's IP anymore. More like Dudley Do Not Come to Universal. Looking at the design of this ride, an idea instantly came to our mind of thinking about what Wind Waker location would be perfect. And with the very vertical nature of the drop and the ride itself, it made us think of the Forsaken Fortress from the games. It looks exactly the same. Come on.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
We want this ride to focus on a specific storyline from the game, where Link goes to rescue his sister Aryll, who is kidnapped by a giant bird. So the entire storyline of the ride is going to focus around that. You as the guest are going to go and watch Link, essentially, as he's going to rescue his sister.
Yes. The name of the ride will be Escape from the Forsaken Fortress. And then you'll start, you get to the entrance, the queue line is going to be Tetra's pirate ship.
Yes, because when Link goes to rescue his sister, he's helped by a group of pirates that take him on his adventure, and so the queue line is going to simulate that part of the story. You're going to be walking through, you're going to meet all the pirate characters, you're going to see different scenes, you're going to walk through different pirate ship hallways, and at the end you'll even see an animatronic of Nico, who teaches Link how to swing on lanterns, and you'll see him swinging on the lanterns, just like the lanterns that are already there, kind of, in Dudley Do-Right. So
Yes.
it wouldn't be that hard for Universal to modify the way they look.
Before you board, you're going to pass by the ship's captain, Tetra, who's going to explain to the people who are a little new or unfamiliar to the series that the backstory to this ride, where Link's sister Aryll gets kidnapped and you have to head to the Forsaken Fortress to save her, and there's going to be a little video cutscene showing Aryll get kidnapped.
Now, are we gonna be true to the game and just have it like a little text box appear like, or do you think we'll do voice acting? I think a little text box.
I think the text box.
Yeah, I think it fits.
It fits.
It fits the ride. And so then you'll get to the end of the queue line, and you're going to board the boats, and they're going to be themed to look like the barrels that Link uses inside the fortress to sneak around.
You're going to round the corner, and you're going to see where the animatronic of Dudley would usually be. It's going to be Link in the barrel on the pirate ship about to be launched into the Forsaken Fortress. You're going to see him squirming around, like
Squirm around,
like a little
see the fear in his eyes. And then as you climb the hill, you're going to hear the launch and him just screaming as he goes flying toward the fortress. And so once you get to the top of the hill, you're going to start seeing other scenes from Link's adventure. They're basically just going to be taking the place of the Dudley animatronics and the Dudley figures that are already there in the ride. So you're going to be seeing different scenes like Link sneaking around in a barrel.
You'll see him sneaking through the hallways around the moblins.
That have the fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you'll see him taking out one of the spotlights, and then
a part. All of these things that we're showing are part of the game, so they're different tasks that Link has to do in order to go save his sister. So as you go through the ride, you're going to see these different things, and so people who have played the game are going to know. They're going to see all these scenes and just be taken back to their time playing.
Yes. Eventually, just like what happens to most people in the game, you're gonna be seen by a moblin or a spotlight, and you're gonna get sent to jail. Where you'll see Link in the jail cell and wiggling out and escaping.
And then you're gonna watch him as he continues to work his way up. As you're climbing the hill, you're gonna see him fighting a green bokoblin, which is one of the last things that happens before you're able to have that final confrontation and save your sister. So eventually when you reach the top of the hill, you'll see Errol escaping with Tetra, who's helping Link. We're jumping ahead to a different plot point in the game.
Yes, but
For the sake of the ride, we have to condense it a little bit, and then right where the final scene is before you go down the big hill at the end, you're going to go into Ganon's office.
You like to call it his office, because it basically is his office.
You're going to see a big animatronic. I think this would be the animatronic that should have the most effort put into it.
Yeah.
Would be the Ganon at the end. But after seeing him, you're going to make your daring escape and go down the big hill.
After the drop outside, you're going to see, as you turn the corner to head back to the exit, you're going to see Link and Errol having a jolly good time dancing around, because, oh, yay, happily ever after, she's been saved! And
you'll also pass by the pirate crew, who also have helped in a job well done.
And they're having a good time.
And they're going to be having a good time, as pirates tend to do.
Yes.
So for Dudley Do Right, we wanted to make a ride that would be rewarding to fans of the game.
But for Popeye, we wanted a ride that introduced guests to the world of Wind Waker. And there's no better way to do this than showing the Wind Waker's most iconic locations and its most core mechanic, the Great Sea. And that's exactly what the ride's going to be called, the Great Sea.
Yes, so the Wind Waker, it's a game that's all about exploration. It's about discovering new islands and new locations as you sail around in your trusty little boat, the King of Red Lions. It's about going on an adventure, and Popeye, as an expansive whitewater ride, works perfectly to deliver that message of the Wind Waker.
The queue will be modified to look like Wind Waker's most populated city, Windfall Island. You'll see the auction house, the rich noble's house, the jail cell, where you'll see a little man named Tingle.
Oh yeah, a little creepy man.
Oh, he's creepy.
He's both creepy and the most attractive man I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
He's on the same level as, like, I don't know.
Mermaid Man.
Mermaid Man. He's on the same level of attractiveness as Mermaid Man.
And of course, it'll feature the icon of the queue line is going to be the giant Ferris wheel.
I had no idea that this was actually a Ferris wheel. I thought it was just a windmill.
They thought it was crazy!
After passing through the queue, you're going to board onto the rafts, which will begin to take you on your adventure through the Great Sea. So in the ride, there are going to be 3 main locations that you'll pass through. And these are 3 locations that are iconic in the game. First is the Forest Realm. You're going to meet the Great Deku Tree as you pass through the little cave. You're going to see singing Koroks dancing around, maybe playing a little violin.
A little jig.
You're doing a little jig. You're going to see my boy Makar.
Second, Dragon Roost Island.
Yeah, Dragon Roost Island is going to take the part in the ride where you're climbing the hill.
Yeah.
Where that fight scene, or what is it supposed to be right now? It's like a...
It's like a boat wash.
A boat wash?
Is that what it's called?
I thought it was, is it like a boat construction site? Is that what it's supposed to be?
Boat wash on it.
Yeah, we're gonna replace the evil boat wash. We're gonna replace it with Dragon Roost Island. You're gonna hear the banger of a song. As you climb up. And at the very top, you're gonna encounter the legendary dragon Baloo.
And you'll see some friendly faces as well, like Medley and
the mailman.
And then finally, the third main location is going to be Hyrule Castle. You're going to see some frozen enemies. You're going to see Link holding the Master Sword by all those cool looking statues.
Also, In between all of these locations on the ride, you're going to be seeing, in the little in-between areas like they have in the ride right now, you're going to be seeing the different characters and enemies that Link encounters while sailing on the Great Sea.
Like the submarine bros.
You're going to see the submarine bros, you're going to see the frog gods.
There's no really other better way to describe them than the frog gods. The map fish.
The map fish. You're gonna
Beetle, of course.
You're going to see beetles. The warships, you're going to see the big Octos, and maybe, if you're lucky, you'll get a little peek, a little look, a little taste of some tingle action. And of course, the ride ends as you return to Windfall Island after exploring the Great Sea. So there you have it. That's how we would re-theme both of the rides in Toon Lagoon to The Legend of Zelda.
But as you know, this only just scratches the small crest of the ocean that is the world of Wind Waker. And
the world of theming in general at theme parks. Like, what we've done here is like only the first step of what would need to be done in order to make a whole land. We've only touched the surface. We've come up with a few ideas.
Yes. If you want to know about like what we think that the general walkways would look like, the merchandising, the food, the photo ops, leave a comment down below and tell us.
We'll be happy to make that video.
Yes. We're just trying to take over Islands Adventure. It's all gonna be Legend of Zelda soon. Someday.
Also, if you love these renderings that we've made, make sure to go check us out on Instagram at YourParkPals if you want to see more. We'll also be posting clips from our episodes there, so make sure to check us out.
So, in the spirit of Link, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.
It would be kind of cool if you did.
Link would.
Link would.
Yeah, if you had a YouTube.